A UN report released today has called for tighter international cooperation in Afghanistan, as the level of insurgency there has reached its deadliest since 2001. Some say a way to a better combat effort would be a single European army. And as RT's Ekaterina Gochova reports, it would also put an end to national interests in the war zone and in turn to military bribe scandals.
If you can't kill your enemy, you buy him. A principle introduced by philosopher Machiavelli centuries ago seems to be in action even today. Italian authorities have come under fire from the US government for allegedly paying protection money to Taliban insurgents in Afghanistan. Rumours turned into news after British newspaper The Times took up the story.
A businessman with close ties to the French government told me that the Italians had been paying the Taliban but had forgotten to tell us.
The problem of bribes first became public in 2008 when 10 French soldiers were killed in East Kabul. French forces had taken over the district from Italian troops and misjudged the level of threat. They claimed they were unaware of the secret Italian payments to local commanders and suffered the consequences. Rome, however, denies the allegations. Even the Northern League Party, a fierce critic of the campaign in Afghanistan, refuses to believe that war tactics could come down to a question of money.
I can exclude with almost complete certainty that our officials ever paid the Taliban or any other terrorist organisations like Al-Qaeda and so on to prevent attacks on the Italians. If they did so, they would be criminals. Italians take a different approach. We try to talk to locals. We regard their religion. Italian troops are attacked less because they have closer ties with the Afghan people.
And yet some believe there is no need to be alarmed about bribes in war zones, even if they take place. Geopolitician Lucio Caracciolo says the tactics of cajoling doesn't breach any military doctrine.
Afghans are famous because, as we say, you can't buy them, but you can rent them. So at least for a certain amount of time, it may be useful. It's even in the counterinsurgency manuals, what, for example, the Americans did in Iraq after a certain amount of time, buying the tribal leaders in the Sunni areas, in Anbar, etc. It was public, it was nothing secret.
Italy's latest idea, the formation of a united European army, may mean it has less control over its tactics anyway. The aim is to optimize resources in war zones and to ensure a more rapid response to possible military attacks.
When President Obama is asking Italy for doing more in Afghanistan, for providing more troops, if we had an European army instead of 27 national armies, we would have been, I would say, better in rapidly responding to the request of the United States and NATO.
If European troops are integrated into one force in Afghanistan, zones of Italian or French interest would simply cease to exist.
After all, this has already been the case with the Euro and the Schengen Accords. And if a joint army is created by the members of the European Union, then the problem of bribes in war zones could go away too. Ekaterina Gochova, RT, Rome.